my worst day. I'm Cassi.
I'm Keegan.
I am Christina.
I just want to emphasize that. It does feel like people still don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I live in Germany.
That's okay. You know, whatever. The girlies who get it.
Listen, I don't have a lot of body hair, but I have so much cottage cheese thighs. So, in case you're jealous.
We all have our shit. Okay. We all have I'm the hairiest one among us. I've just come to accept that. Speaking of that, and also because it's heavy on our mind, by the time this episode comes out, TikTok will most likely be gone for Americans.
I can't even deal with it right now.
I know. I'm having a hard time. Like literally this morning I had like an extra 10 minutes in bed and I was like, I should spend this time on TikTok. Yes. I need to really absorb these final moments
as possible.
But speaking of my body hair and speaking of TikTok, I did go on a bit of a TikTok shopping spree. Mm-hmm. And they have been trying to sell me this fucking razor to shave your hoo-ha.
Yes.
For so long.
I've been getting those too. Yeah.
I bought it. It came in yesterday. I used it. It works well.
Okay, there you go.
I'll also finally Halara got me. Yeah. I'm getting those booty lifting leggings. Those are coming soon, So nice. I'll report back. Back just in time for you to not be able to purchase them on the TikTok
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Oh no.
And this year's a fucking nightmare.
Jesus. Dude.
God.
God.
Join Red Note. I swear to God, it is so wholesome. I was pressing buttons just with hopes and dreams to get in because I do not speak or read Mandarin. No idea what I've agreed to in the terms and conditions, but it's wonderful over there.
Do we ever know? Even when it's in English? Like literally, like I think iCloud just updated and they were like, you need to accept these new terms and conditions. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I've probably signed my life away, my firstborn.
Yeah.
At this point.
That's why you shouldn't have kids at this point, Yep. No one should.
Fair enough. Yeah, I really didn't want to learn a new app. I really didn't. Like, I was just like, I'm just going to let it go. There was life before TikTok. There will be life after. I'll just mourn it. I'll wear black for a year, But then I saw somebody posted that I guess whenever they're teaching English in certain parts of China, maybe not all of China, that their final exam is to write a letter in English as if they were writing it to an American pen pal.
Yes.
And now all these people on Red Note, all these Chinese people on Red Note are saying that it's like meeting their American pen pals because of all the Americans that are now on that app. And
I saw that TikTok.
That is so wholesome. Oh my God.
I have so many things to say as somebody that's been on Red Note for a week now. First and foremost, Red Note is not really Chinese TikTok. It's kind of like their Pinterest, Amazon, Instagram. And
interesting.
It's not a yappy app like TikTok to them. Like they go on to learn recipes or to learn woodworking. Like people that do the videos there, they're very educational. So Chinese people are going about their daily life. A lot of it is all of a sudden, millions
That's amazing.
of Americans just crashed their app and they could not be more welcoming. They are all so kind. And I couldn't help but think like, if the inverse had happened, would we have been so welcoming?
I think there would be there would be like a subset of Americans who would be like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then, of course, because we are now the United States of conspiracy theory, there would be an entire like half of the nation that would be like, they're all spies or something insane,
But they're making us all pay cat tax. So you have to comment, and they have the cutest little emojis, and the conversations that have been started in the comment threads have been so incredible because to them, they're just like, is it true that you have to pay for ambulances? Like, is it true that your kids have to wear bulletproof backpacks to school? Like all this stuff, like we've heard this. We thought it was just our government, trolling us. And that we're like, Yeah, no, that's actually accurate.
Well, but the bulletproof backpacks are optional. So they're not, we live in a fucking hellscape. It's insane.
2025 already has got.
Dude, listen. I was ready for this to be my fucking year, and I'm still holding out hope. I'm holding out hope for the back half, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was ready for this to be my year. I had all of my New Year's resolutions in place. Your girl is doing a workout challenge, dry January. I was gonna start running again. Like, I can't do that because the air quality is trash.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's 2025 is coming in like it's jumped the shark. It has totally jumped the fucking shark. Every season of America that we've had since like 2015, it's like, what is going on in the goddamn writer's room? Seriously. What is going
whoever's
on?
controlling our simulation has fully just like, they're at that stage where they're like, what all can I do to make my Sims die? You know what I mean?
Let's make Roseanne a rapper.
Oh my God. Did you see the picture of her?
Please tell me. Did you see I saw they showed the TikToks I saw showed the video.
Well, I'm sure what I saw was a still from the video, but did you see her? Does she have cornrows? Did I see that? Did I make that up?
She has braids. It's not cornrows, but she has like braids. Girl, so you didn't hear the rap?
No, girl, absolutely fucking not. This year's too hard already. The last thing I need is for Roseanne Barr to be in a one-sided beef with Eminem.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Is that even a beef? Where's the beef? I'm Wendy's.
Where's the beef?
I mean, what? What in the fuck is that? Could that even possibly be? Like, literally.
That man don't care about her.
No. Bitch, nobody cares about you. They call me a racist. Well, I mean,
if the shoe fits.
Yeah. Truly.
Girl, I am.
And now Mel Gibson is going to be a Hollywood ambassador for the
for what?
We have Hollywood ambassadors now. It's like, I can't remember who all. There's like 3 of them, and one of them is Mel Gibson, that were named by Trump to be Hollywood ambassadors for the Trump administration.
Like, get out of here.
This is so stupid. What is just happening? So stupid.
I don't know, but I do love that everyone is turning down going to Trump's inauguration. Michelle
Except
Obama was like,
Underwood.
no. Bill Clinton was like, no.
Nah.
George W. Bush was like, nah. He's like, I went to one. If Michelle ain't there, I ain't there. I'm not going.
My girl.
Checking the RSVP on the Evite. It's like, nope.
Nah.
Oh, yeah. Carrie Underwood is performing. And I'm really hoping this is just a rumor. But I did hear that Snoop is performing.
No, he was not.
No. That's what
There's
I heard.
no way. He would never.
No.
He fucking
I don't know.
would never.
I heard that.
No.
Okay.
Full denial.
I've seen multiple sources.
Well, I won't believe it until I see
Nelly.
it. And then, well, fuck, Nelly. Come on, dude.
Come on, man.
Listen,
I just want to be able to karaoke country grammar.
Listen, also the very, very straight, super straight. They'll sue you if you don't say otherwise. Village people.
Village people.
Did you hear about this?
Is that our national anthem now?
Yes. And did you hear about this? Like, I guess like one of the main singers is like out here like, I'm not going to sue you, but my very straight heterosexual I'm married to in government ways wife, who's a lawyer, is going to sue you if you call me a gay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you wear chaps to perform, I mean, they are
my dude.
You knew the gays were gonna glom onto that. You've got somebody dressed as like a sexy fucking policeman,
right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
What were you doing? I don't know.
You all
I love
dressed like bad bachelorette party strippers. Like,
exactly,
what did you think?
Exactly. If you come out here like Kroger brand Magic Mike, what did you think was going to happen?
Not Kroger brand.
What are you doing? Oh man, I love that we can all laugh. You know, what else are we going to do?
Yeah, seriously. My gosh, America, free to have an opinion, not free to choose. So that's
Not free to
and
talk about it on TikTok.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
oh, national security. Yep. But it is the best troll ever that instead of going back to Meta or X or any of the fucking platforms here, they were like, let's download an actual sponsored by the CCP app and made it the number one social media platform, like the downloads in the App Store all this week. And now there's people from the UK joining and all kinds of things.
People are fed up. You've got like big corporate TikToks that are posting things. Like I saw this morning movie clips posted, is just posting clips from Les Miserables.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
The people are fed up. The people are fed up.
Well, I'll tell you, if you are not giving us bread, you most certainly should not take away the motherfucking circus. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
You cannot did they learn nothing from lockdown? Like you can't take away the things that are distracting us.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if we're distracted, we're not organizing.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
That's okay. Rose agrees with us.
yeah. She's putting in her 2 cents.
Exactly. She's our like number one hype dog.
We're getting all hyped up. I don't even know, like, what should we do for a fuck, marry, kill? Because I'm really upset. I do need to say that I read an article this week called "There Are No Safe Words." Super trigger warning on this. It was. I've talked about Neil Gaiman on this podcast before.
Oh boy, yeah.
And
I almost texted you about this, and then I was like, you know what? Life's hard enough. I don't need to bring this to the front of Christina's mind right now.
No. I read it. I made myself read the whole thing. It was absolutely disgusting. I am appalled by how vile his behavior is. But, you know, it makes me think, you know, we say this a number of times when we do an FMK. You know, we don't know what we don't know until we know it. And so for those of you guys that are listening back, and I'm praising how much I love Neil Gaiman, and I did not know about any of that behavior, obviously, and I am very disgusted by it and will no longer be speaking about him or promoting his work in any way, shape, or form. So
yeah, it's such a bummer. You know, it's so hard whenever artists can make things, they can create things that really touch and change people's lives. And that colors, you know, I feel that way about J.K. Rowling whenever I was reading Harry Potter at a very formative time in my life and reread it at a time when I felt like I needed it in my life. And it meant a lot to me. It's still, the content, the work still means a lot to me, but I can't promote that person anymore. And it's so difficult because art has a way of just getting under your skin and changing your life. And then to find out that the person who created the art is a monster, like it just makes it very difficult to want to consume it at that point. It taints everything.
Yeah.
And that is so sad.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Harry Potter, did you see the TikTok with the girl who read them all for the first time?
Yes, I watched when she found out about Dobby. And I was like,
yes.
stop.
Oh my God. I truly, honestly, and that stuff brings me so much joy because it's enduring. You know what I mean? And she was like a grown woman, probably in her early 20s or something like that, who was reading it for the first time and watching someone experience something that has been a part of your life seemingly forever. I mean, those books came out when I was in elementary school. So like they've been like such a formative part of my life forever. And watching someone experience it for the very, very first time was beautiful. I mean, and things like that create community. And, you know, what happens to the community whenever the person who created it turns out not to be who you thought they were. It's just so rough. So I'm feeling for you, Christina, because I know how much like Sandman means to you, and a lot of his work means to you.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. He's one of my favorite authors. But again, it was like, you know, when I think back on our FMKs and that kind of thing, it's just like, it's so difficult. Anytime there's a man involved, I'm like, TikTok, it's only a matter of time.
No, it is scary. It genuinely
I'm pretty
is.
sure I had P. Diddy as one of my, like, at some point.
God,
You can,
Lord.
Yeah, don't go back and listen to our FMKs. Oh my God.
We could not be.
What were we thinking? But
we cannot be held responsible. Yeah.
Just don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. And like, truly, Neil Gaiman is one that I never expected.
Truly.
Yeah, these like covert, quote unquote, male feminists are the worst, are the fucking worst. Like, I would rather you come out the gate and show me who you fucking are than hide behind like, I'm an advocate for women. You know, don't pull that shit because it's so devastating, and we feel safe. You've lured us all into like a false sense of safety, and that's so much more nefarious.
Yeah, it's like
and I fucking hate it.
Try guy, dude.
Yes.
Too.
Oh, God, nice guy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's that nice guy. It's like every time I get fooled, I'm like, why do I think this time is going to be different? God damn it. Like
bear.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it really makes you feel like you can't trust anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. Oh, speaking of bears, I rewatched The Revenant recently.
Oh, geez.
God, I forgot how brutal that bear scene is.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Just that popped into my head when
bears don't like men either.
Truly.
Turns out.
I
mean, she was just protecting her cubs.
Yeah.
She was just protecting her cubs, in fairness. Okay.
You know?
So
Girl gotta
Mama
do
Bear's got a Mama Bear. Yeah.
And also, if they take away TikTok, how am I going to know who to root for in the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively situation?
Girl, we can't touch that with a 10-foot pole because I don't know what's happening. I need there to be a 10-part docuseries on Netflix to
this
like
feels like a
tell me
Hulu.
what's going on.
This feels like a Hulu document.
You're
Come on.
absolutely right. Or a Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
This is a 4-part mini-series, limited series.
You're right. Yeah. But I don't know. I refuse to assert anything because
Taylor Swift's been brought into it now.
Dude, people are getting roped in.
Mm-hmm.
There's like weird accusations being thrown left and right on both sides. The crew seems to be on one side, the cast seems to be on another side. I'm like, I am staying out of it.
Yeah.
Keegan Winfield, I'm staying out of it.
I don't have an opinion yet, but I'm like riveted by what each side is saying.
I need this is why I need it in a docuseries format.
I want
because
all
I
the
need
information.
all the evidence laid out before me.
Yep.
I need all the screenshots. I need all the interviews with everybody on set. I want to be like a detective where I like privately interview everyone, take their statements.
Yes.
And so I can piece this thing together. My God. And also, I didn't see this movie, but it didn't look that good. And I'm like, this is going to be the thing that ruins all of your guys' lives? Really? This one?
This fucking movie?
It's not even like an Oscar nominated film. Like, really?
It's not even good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm kind of curious. It might actually get me to watch it just because I'm curious. Will I pick up any, vibes?
I think it's on Netflix right now.
I have chosen a side because that's the Aries in me, I guess. But I just feel like I'm inclined to side with the woman in the room and believe her. And I know that's kind of all our inclination. I just feel, and if I'm wrong, shame on her. Like not shame on me. Like I feel like I think that enough people from what I've seen have truly said that, and some of the stuff, like when you watch the movie, knowing some of the quotes and some of the things that he has, I guess allegedly said, I'm like, it's, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. And you know what? Just like everything else, don't go back and re-listen to this episode. Just in case.
The moral of the story, we don't know shit. We're talking
we don't know
shit.
shit. That's the truth.
And
that is the absolute truth.
and
we are
everyone
just
is
talking
shit.
and we don't know shit.
Yes.
That's right.
But
yes.
listen, isn't that the best brunch?
Yeah, truly. Yep, exactly. On that, we should fuck, marry, kill something or somebody.
God, it's hard.
Let's do something. Oh, I sent you guys a thing, and I know we're like it's a little late, but listen, it's 2025. Don't judge us. There was someone who was talking about like the dateability of different New Year's resolutions. Yes, right. Like, what's a red flag? Somebody who's like, oh, I got to work out more, take care of myself. Like, I'm not trying to wake up at 3 a.m. to do jogs with you.
Well,
you
that's
know?
my New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So we'll do New Year's resolutions. I think that's fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, taking care of myself has definitely been my New Year's resolution. But I mean
health.
that. Like, I mean that in a holistic way. So, yes, I am working out just about every day. I'm on a new Chloe Ting challenge, and I'm feeling really good about it.
Girl, you are raw dogging this insanity of a year by doing dry January. You're literally
truly.
Well, I have to confess, I did break dry January.
Good.
I did. It's been very difficult. But I am only drinking wine. And I'm only drinking. I'm really monitoring the amount that I drink. So,
girl, do what you want.
Being very mindful about it.
I tell everybody, do dry February. What are we doing with January? It's too many days.
You know, on Daily Zeitgeist, they were saying, sorry, my voice keeps cracking like I'm a prepubescent boy because the air quality in Los Angeles sucks, and I can't, like, my throat is fucked up. But on Daily Zeitgeist, they were saying that, and this is reflected in the zodiac as well, that for a long time, the spring equinox was when people celebrated the new year, and how that's really actually a better time to be like, new year, new me. It's like the weather's starting to warm up.
Yes. Yeah.
You're coming out of the madness of the holidays. Like, that is a better time to like set your intentions for the next year.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
I feel that.
I'm going to do that. A nice little reset. Because I came in super hot into January, like, I am gonna fuck shit up. This is gonna be a monster year, and I've lost steam immediately, if not sooner. I am.
Our city is on fire, literally. So, still on fire at the time of this recording.
Yep.
So, like, we have some grace has got to be given. I'm gonna drink a little wine. You're gonna take maybe a couple more naps.
Yes.
I feel like that's fine.
Yes.
You know.
I'm going to drink more water.
Yeah.
Okay, so
stay hydrated.
So what are popular New Year's resolutions? You definitely have like the save money.
Yes. Exercise more.
Exercise.
I feel like I have to watch that TikTok again.
Be organized. I feel like a lot of people are always like, this is the year that I'm going to actually write in that day planner, you know? I didn't even pretend this year. Usually at the new year, I will buy a new day planner, and I'm like, this is the year where I keep I keep it filled in. No, but it never, by March, I'm done. I'm not writing in it anymore. Oh, so I didn't even buy one this year.
Oh, I journaled for 3 days.
I hate journaling. I hate writing. We know this about me. I trust no one.
Well, that is part of the problem, is like genuinely, like, I am just like, I think about this kind of thing keeps me up. I wonder if this is a shared anxiety that you two have. Like, my anxiety manifests in such a way that I'm like, when I leave the house, I'm like, what if I get hit by a car and die? And then like somebody has to go through my shit. Like, I'm always like, maybe I should throw all my journals away. I should throw my sex toys away. I should clear my browsing history.
Every time you leave the house?
Yes. Every time I leave the house, because I'm like, you never know what's going to happen outside. And like, what if then all your secrets are just in your apartment waiting to be found?
I mean, I guess you're gone by then, so I guess, what do you care? But
I don't want my secrets found even in death, Cassie. Even in death.
Listen, you're like, bitch, I'll haunt you. The first person to read these, haunted.
I know.
I'm going to put a curse on them, and I'm like, you opened this journal when you weren't supposed to.
Oh my God, it's like King Tut's tomb or something like that.
Exactly. That's the goal.
Oh my no.
There's my 2025 resolution. Learn just enough magic
Just enough magic
To
to
put
curse your
curses.
journals.
on all of my
They're
secret objects.
Horcruxes now.
Oh God. Okay. Oh my God. We got to
man.
pick this FMK.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. All
Okay.
right. So exercise more.
Save.
What's the other
Save
one?
money.
Save money.
And a third one. What do other people wish for in their lives? My heart is broken and empty.
I know. Sleep better?
I feel.
Drink more water. I feel like is one that I've actually seen people do.
Oh,
Drink more
truly.
water.
Yes, I'm putting that
Okay.
down.
All
Okay.
right.
You would think there are people around the world that struggle to get fresh water every day.
Oh.
And the way that I will go days.
Oh, it's horrible.
I
it's
am a
truly horrible.
raisin.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, how is my body functioning correctly? Because the amount of coffee I drink, and now I'm working out, so the amount of like sweat I'm expelling, and I will still drink like 2 cups of water, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not enough. That is not enough.
Yeah.
When I'm drinking like 3 cups of coffee.
Okay. I think I might know what to do here.
Okay.
I think I'm going to marry Drink More Water because, he's setting goals, but he's not like
Not
trying to
overdoing
like,
it.
yeah, he's like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to rule the world here. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
like let's make
Manageable.
it reasonable, manageable. It's not going to affect
You can get one of those
anybody
cute
else.
big water bottles.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. Excuse to buy a new water bottle. Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, the other two are kind of, if I'm thinking about the man setting these goals, I'm like, are a bit insufferable. But I think that I'm going to get more exercise because at least he'll be fit. And if I'm not married to him, I don't got to worry about how his
Finances
news-
are. Yeah.
Well, and I don't got to worry about how his new, fitness regime is going to wake me up at the crack of dawn.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just fucking him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it also
And-
means like, less work for you in the bedroom.
Yeah.
He's got stamina.
Yep.
He's been doing his cardio.
There you go.
Yeah. He can pick you up and shit.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna kill the make more money guy, and I mean like save more. Like I get it. Like it's just sounds exhausting.
Let's be real. I want to do all 3 of these things.
Me
Like,
too.
my ideal person is like you are saving money, you are working out and getting hot, and you are drinking water. Like I want to be this person. But I understand what you're saying because when I think about that. Anytime money comes into it, it's like, oh, finance guy. This guy's going to be like on my ass about my spending. Ugh,
He's
I don't know if I want that.
definitely going to explain crypto to you.
Ugh, see, I can't. I'm
Yeah,
out.
nope.
Like I'm out. But I do love. I love a man who's financially responsible.
Yes.
Yes.
I like when they're like paying attention. Like
But
not
doesn't need to
not
mansplain
cheap.
it to you.
Yeah, not super cheap. Not like irresponsible with finances. Just like right in that sweet spot. I do love that. But if we're talking about these resolutions personified, I think I'm going to go with you, Cassie. I'm going to kill that one. God, I can't, because part of me is tempted to marry.
I agree with
The
you
workout guy?
100%. I want to marry the workout guy because I really want somebody to
motivate me.
yes. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do it. I might regret it.
Yep.
I don't know. But I
But
think
it's
I'm
a
gonna
chance
do
you're
it.
willing to take.
It's a chance I'm willing to take because I really do, even with all the horrors of 2025 so far, I really do want to become my best self.
Yeah.
I
Same.
really do. My goal is to be the hottest I've ever been by my birthday. So we're on it, and yeah, I'm gonna go for the marrying the workout more, and we're gonna do it together. We're gonna hold each other accountable. Here we go. And then more water. More water is fun. More water is laid back. Like that's gonna be, motion of the ocean. Let's go for it. I'm ready to fuck more water.
Yeah. I'm doing the same exact thing. I really want to be with somebody, and it turns me on, somebody that's motivated. You know what I mean? Somebody
Me
that's
too.
a
Has
goal
goals.
setter. Hot. Yeah, so
Yep.
I'm marrying exercise guy for sure. And then, yeah, I think the save more money is probably pretty boring in bed. I'm not getting a good vibe from that.
Yeah.
So definitely the drink water is laid
He's
back.
fun at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there we go. I feel good that we did an FMK that was not people for
Yeah.
this round.
Yeah.
I have to be honest. I am too. I love when we do not people. As the person who picks the images to put on Instagram, always
Does
a
make it
bit of
harder.
a tricky situation.
It does make it harder.
Oh, well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
That
Yes.
sounds good.
Cool.
And we're back. Okay, Cassie, kick us off with stories.
Okay. So the story says, one day I was meeting up with this guy from the internet who lived in the same town as me. He told me to pick him up at the bowling alley where he was having a work party. He gets into my car, seeming a little tipsy, so I drove somewhere so he could sober up. He ends up getting in my back seat, getting completely naked before he sobered up. So I just
Why?
sat in the back seat with him. We didn't do anything because I felt like he wasn't in the right mindset to make that
This
decision.
feels like blackout. You know what I mean? Like that's a blackout move.
Just taking all your clothes off.
Yeah,
Just
you don't know what
naked.
you're doing.
back of
Yeah.
the car naked. Oh Jesus.
Oh my God.
He started gagging, so I knew he was going to throw up. So he
No.
opens the door to my car, still naked, throwing up but missing getting it in my car.
Oh,
Thank God.
Oh my God. Also, look, I've thrown up naked and I've had the thought throwing up naked that I was like, this is not attractive.
No.
You know what I
No,
mean?
no,
Like when
no,
you're
no,
leaning,
no.
when you're naked and you're like you're crouched like
Listen.
Gollum, fucking leaning over the toilet, like throwing up. They're like, this is the least attractive I've ever been in my whole fucking life.
But out the
my
back of
God.
a car with somebody, like just buck naked, just puking out the side of a car. God. He then passes out butt naked, leaving doo-doo streaks on my seat.
No,
No,
not in the
dude.
Hyundai.
I am sending you a bill. Absolutely fucking not.
I was calling my friend, freaking out, asking her, what should I do? She told me to dump him on the side of the road.
Which one of us would give that advice?
You. You
No,
and
I
Christina, without a doubt. Dump him on the side of the road.
I'm too empathetic to actually dump him on the side of the road, but I would maybe dump him in front of his house. I would like, drive him home. kick
Definitely
him out.
try to get pants on him at least, but then dump him on the side of the road.
I just couldn't do that to him. I didn't know where he lived and he was also naked. I ended up driving him to my house and just leaving him in the backseat of the car.
There you
because
go.
I didn't
That's
know what
actually
to do.
and that might be the best solution. But yeah, can you imagine having to try and dress him like a toddler?
No.
You know, like try
A
to get his little
grown
arm
man.
in the
Passed
armhole.
No.
out grown man in the back of a car trying to no.
Oh God, imagine waking up the next day. Like, cause you know, this had to have been blackout or some situation. Like you mixed your pills with too much booze or
Oof.
something. Like that's the situation. And like, imagine waking up in the back seat of someone's car in just a suburb, you know, like
Just naked.
driveway of a suburb naked. With like
Naked.
just shit stains on your ass.
Fucking
no.
sun beating through the car
God.
window. Oh,
Parched. You're
One
so
of those
thirsty.
headaches that starts like right at the base of your skull. Horrible. Horrible.
He was there for hours until the morning time. Then all of a sudden, I get a call from my ex who I'd been on and off with saying he wanted to bring me a bagel and talk about us getting back together.
Oh no.
He said he was already out front, so I panicked.
Shut up.
because I have a naked man in my back seat.
Don't surprise pop up on people. Don't do that. Like that you gotta give somebody some warning.
Oh
You cannot
my
just show up
God.
at their house.
I'm here. Somehow he didn't see him because my back window tints. He had no idea, and I felt like complete shit. I couldn't get the smell out of my car, and I eventually just sold it.
Oh wow. That's intense.
She's like, there's poop stains, but that's not my problem anymore.
No, I'd be sending that guy a bill for real. I'm empathetic, but still, like,
Yeah.
honestly,
you need to take care of this.
You have affected the Kelly's Blue Book value.
Yeah.
Of my fucking car. Oh my God.
No.
You're like, I had to downgrade my condition to fucking good from excellent.
Just for the asterisks.
Oh, God.
No.
Okay. I'll go next. This one says, I don't know if this is good or bad, but definitely ridiculous. I was 23-ish, went on a date with a young woman also in her early 20s. Her and my social circles were sort of tangential. So I knew her and had talked/flirted with her before, but never one-on-one alone time before this. And she was beautiful. A Colombian 10. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But before putting any effort in, so I was hyped. So we go out to get a drink. Amazing, flirty, fun, sweet. We go out to a light dinner, ditto on everything, another spot for another drink, also awesome, and move on to a nightcap at my apartment. Fuck yes. Flirtiness continues, sitting on the countertop, legs around me, making out. She asks me if I'd be more comfortable on the bed. Fuck yes. So sex on the bed, in the shower, and then again in the morning. Butt naked, blinds open, on top of the covers, cowgirl. Wow.
Damn. Okay.
My God.
Hello.
You don't have neighbors.
Did you say you hope they don't?
Yes.
Well, you know, maybe the neighbors would like a bit of a show. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I share all of this because this is the point where the date goes from a notch below living out a porno to bad.
Oh, no.
I get a knock at the door. We don't notice because we're fucking. Another knock. We don't notice. Door opens. We don't notice. My then friend, my now long-term friend for life, auntie to my dog and close friend, who is herself a pretty girl who works as a night shift ER nurse who would use my guest bedroom so she didn't have to drive half asleep, walks into my apartment and makes mistaken eye contact with both of us.
No.
My date, who is on top of me, throws down an unexpected rain of hammer fists. She breaks my nose.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
She gashes my eyebrow open.
Jesus Christ, girl.
She hops off of me and screams at me. She thinks I'm cheating on my nurse wife who just worked a night shift.
Oh.
I get why she's mad. She throws on her sundress, bra, panties, heels, left on the floor, leaves my apartment. I haven't seen her for 17 years. So there I am, laying in bed after 13 seconds, but with a halfway through sex, wet, hard boner. You can picture that. It's not erect anymore. It's kind of like starting to
deflate.
Oh.
My friend standing there in complete shock. I throw a sheet over my boner and she patches my face up. Nurse, remember? Boner stays up for an uncomfortably long time.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Imagine, like, it's your friend, like your platonic friend.
You're like, I don't know why it's still here.
I'm so sorry.
Please.
Oh, no.
Ignore Bob. He's just doing
Mind
his
of
thing.
his own.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Holy
my
shit.
friend thinks this is the best story of all time. She has told this to every one of my dates. Her reasoning is that if a date doesn't find this story funny, I won't like her, which, believe it or not, ended up being true because my wife loves this story. Her and my friend love to tell the story about how my friend once saw my boner.
Oh, no.
I can safely say I'm not even remotely curious to see the boner of any of my male friends.
No,
Never, ever,
no.
ever.
I want that in bold, highlighted in yellow, underlined, and italics. All of it.
I hate that you even put that thought in my brain.
I'm so sorry. It is in my brain too now. And like there's no amount of curiosity. Like I don't want or need to see that.
Oh my God.
Oh, my whole bones are chilled.
Okay. I'm going to take you guys on a journey. Okay. So he says, thank God I was a kid, 15-ish, but I met a girl at an away game for my high school basketball team.
Is there anything better?
Okay, there you go. Yeah. I know the story.
Got her number, spoke for a couple weeks, then planned to come over for dinner with her family.
Oh.
At the time,
quick.
yeah, when my body could handle it, I used to pride myself on eating the spiciest buffalo wings I could find.
Oh, baby.
Well,
this is a 15-year-old boy move
Honey
for
bunny.
sure. I feel it already.
Well, girl flexed how her dad makes the spiciest wings ever. I boldly called her bluff, so she had her dad make wings that night and made his special batch on the side for me. Well,
Oh my God, this is my dad.
I ate every drop, despite dying inside and dripping gallons of sweat. It wasn't maybe 40 minutes later that those motherfuckers shredded their way through me and had to come out the other side to say hello.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
So I went to the bathroom and proceeded to shit out half my body weight.
Oh, God.
Flushed, and the fucking toilet over flooded with my fucking poop.
You have to do a mid flush. You got to start like early. You got to get those.
But it depends on how fast it's coming out, Cass. Like maybe there was no opportunity. There was no reprieve. I'm so sorry to the person who wrote us and said they don't like the poop stories
I'm
because
so sorry. We should have
really
warned.
should have.
Well,
I literally sat on the sink countertop and watched my brown sludge as it approached and went over the top all over the bathroom floor.
A pure freeze response. Just,
I wanted to just sneak out and find a neighbor I could call for my mom to pick me up.
Oh, baby, he's 15. I would not know how to handle this situation
No.
at 15. I really wouldn't have. Like, what do you do? I mean, the
I
best
live in the
thing
bathroom
you could
now.
do, yeah, is like go
And no one can come in.
Go get one of the parents, but go find their mom.
no, I live in the bathroom now and no one can come in. It is off limit.
You live in shit floor bathroom now?
I can never leave. I can't ever face anyone ever again. Is there a window in this bathroom
Oh my God.
that I can crawl out of to my...
But it was one of those bathrooms under the staircase, and the family
Oh.
room was a direct shot from it. So the second I would step out, I would be facing all of them sitting on the couch.
No.
It's my new room.
And
My new room.
also, did
No
they
one ever
hear
does.
anything? Did they hear anything?
They had to have. Oh my
Right?
God. Oh my God. Deciding to bite the bullet, cracked the door open and quietly summoned the girl over. Maybe she'll be
no.
understanding, I thought.
A
She's
15-year-old girl? No,
No,
honey.
you call
No,
the
no.
mom. You call the mom because the mom has seen the worst of it. The mom knows what it was like to date at 15. She's going to have the most empathy in this situation.
Yep.
Call the mom to help you.
Nope. The second she could see the floor, she screamed for her mom.
There you go.
Mom came over. The second she could see the floor, she screamed for her husband.
No.
The
Shut up.
second the
Oh my God, this is
husband.
like, what
I guess I was
something
wrong.
about Mary. What is
I was wrong.
How'd
Now
you
the
get
whole
beans
family
above the
knows.
fry?
The second the husband came over, he screams, "Fuck." The girl ran upstairs and left me alone with her parents.
That is horrible.
And I had to watch mortified as the mom begrudgingly cleaned my floor spanning poop.
Girl, I'm sorry. I'm going home. I'm
Yeah,
calling
we're
my.
done.
I'm starting to walk until I
I'm
find a
gonna walk
payphone
home.
because this feels like pre-cell phones. Like, I'm walking until I can find somebody to make a call for me. I'm not sticking around for this at all.
She was sure to make crystal clear as she hauled the poo dripping bathroom rug how expensive it was. I offered to help,
That's so mean.
but anything I said or asked was cut off with a curt, stern no. My mom finally pulled up and I jetted out the door. I couldn't even tell my mom what happened. I was so humiliated. And sharing with my best friends became a mistake because they constantly
Of
held
course.
telling people about my mishap above my head to get me to do what they wanted.
15-year-old friends. Yeah.
My dude.
Dude, I'm disappointed in that mom
Mm-hmm.
because look, I wouldn't want to clean up somebody's shit either.
You fed him
know.
like Diablo
Yes.
wings. What did you expect
First
was
of
going to
all,
happen?
Yeah, take some responsibility.
Yeah.
Secondly, like, you have to have empathy in that situation. You know this kid does not want to be in that situation.
Yeah.
I think the dad is partially responsible for this mess, if I'm honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
He says, finally, I learned to say fuck it, embrace my embarrassment, and release myself of their blackmail chains by recording a rap song and releasing it.
No.
I have never spoken or seen the girl again. Are you guys ready?
No. No. How can we ever be ready?
We have the rap song.
So she went and told her dad to make him spicy as hell. Yeah, dinner time. We sat at the table. Damn right, the wings of mine. I was barely able.
So if you guys want to hear
What in the Hamilton am I listening to right now?
if you
First
guys
of all,
want to hear, you have to go to Reverb Nation, and it's called Crappy Breakup. Is the name of the song by Dubworth.
you know what though? I have to say, I do respect just owning this. Like, you're like, you know what? We're gonna go all the way in.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hold any power over me anymore.
Yep.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Wow.
No, this guy decided to confront his shower demon because that's, the shame receipt. He's like, I'm going to stare it in the face and I'm going to write a rap song about it.
God, who is this guy? Roseanne Barr? Oh, man.
Don't do that to him. He's been humiliated enough.
I
True.
know.
It's true. It's true. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to respect
Full support
ass, man.
for this, but
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
I think we all need a
on that
minute.
note,
I think we all need a minute.
Oh, my God.
And we'll be back in 5 with the Tainted Love.
And we're back. And I have the Tainted Love. And I think this might be a story that you guys might recognize because I rarely do a Dateline. But this one was on, you know how Dateline does different shows? Like they have like this one's like the day of, Dateline day of.
Oh, okay.
But I had heard this story before and I'm like, I can't believe we haven't done this because it's bonkers. So place yourselves in Palmdale, California. It's June 16th, 2010. Lorraine Austin walks into the Palmdale Police Department covered in blood. She tells the police she walked barefoot into her friend's garage looking for her, slipped on something wet, and found her friend there, her friend of 10 years, LaNell Barstock, laying on the ground dead. Her head was covered by a bag and LaNell had been shot. So she's freaking out. Has run to the police department to let them know LaNell and her boyfriend Louis Bonner had recently bought the home. The house is mostly bare, so when they get there, they're doing like the walkthrough. The house is pretty bare, like they show pictures of it, and it's it's bare minimum. It's like I just moved into an apartment.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have like their full curtains set up yet.
Sure.
It's just bare minimum. But one of the things that they notice right away is that like the carpeting, and you can see it in the pictures, the carpet they have a carpeted floor, but you can see that there's like an outline of like a big rectangular outline that probably should have been a rug. So they're like, this is weird. They go into the laundry room where they find a bloody mess. There's towels covered in blood all over the place. The place that's kind of the biggest area inside the house that has blood on it. Otherwise, there's not anything. But it's the garage where most of the blood is. And they find that LaNell is there. There's a car in the garage. It's her car. And she's laying on the ground, head toward the open trunk and feet facing the front of the car. Evidence immediately shows that, this doesn't look like a robbery. It's not like somebody came in and tried to rob the place. It looks like somebody who might have known her. And they suspect this right away because the detectives are really theorizing that this black bag, like this bag over her head, usually that's kind of a sign that is meant to like probably twofold, right? It's meant to contain the blood probably, as well as then cover the face. Sometimes when people murder someone they know or that's close to them, they don't want them, you don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So Lorraine said that she had heard a noise in the house. So as soon as she fell, she said she ran back into the house. She said she heard a noise, looked up the stairs, and saw Lewis coming down the stairs, Lewis, her boyfriend. And that was when she ran from the house and headed directly to the police station. She says that on the way to the police station, Lewis is following her until he realizes, I think, that she's getting so close to the police station that she's like, he stops following me, turns off, and leaves. So they're like, what the fuck? We got to go figure out what the hell's going on. Lorraine says that the morning, so she kind of goes through like what happened that day. She says that morning of June 16th, she'd arrived at LaNell's home to do her hair. So she had come over, she was doing a weave and was going to sew in her hair.
The light bulb just went off. I remember the state line now. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she gets there early, like 9:30 in the morning, 9:30, 10. She says she arrives, and not long after, Lewis is there, and they're like, Lewis and LaNell are fighting. They're just going at it. And she's just like, I feel so uncomfortable. She's like, by 1:30, she's like, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some space.
Yeah.
Seems like y'all got some talking to do. So she leaves, and she doesn't return to the house until 6:30. And that's when she finds her friend dead in the garage. So Louis Bonheur and LaNell had met at school. So they were going to the same, not high school, but like I think it was like a community school. She was going to become a nurse. So like a technical college is what it made it sound like. Yeah. So she met she met Lewis. She was there taking nursing classes to get her RN, and he was there enrolled in some ESL classes because he had just been a new transplant from Haiti. And so he's learning the language, and they had like kind of bumped into each other, in the hall or whatever. And, she saw him on a park bench one day and was like, give you a ride home. But, quickly they became pretty smitten with each other, and eventually moved in together. It was in 2009 that they moved to their new home in Palmdale. But there had been troubles throughout their relationship, and between finances and, Lewis being kind of a really jealous, very controlling boyfriend, from what a lot of people have said. Friends of LaNell had said that Lewis would go through her phone, follow her to work to make sure she was going to work and that she wasn't going someplace else.
That's exhausting. Like if you have to do all that in a relationship, you need to break up.
Honestly.
Like, because who would want to live like that? And I genuinely feel that way. I'm just like, if you are that worried, if I was that worried about my partner cheating on me all the time, I'd rather be alone.
Right.
Than
Totally.
be like constantly concerned about that, not be able to trust my partner at all.
Yep.
Yeah. It's exhausting. It has to be exhausting. Like, and it's exhausting for everyone. It's
On
not
both
just
sides.
on both sides.
Horrible.
So, also, too, the April before the murder, a domestic disturbance call had come in, but nothing was physical had happened, so there were no charges filed at the time. Bobby Barstock, LaNell's mother, also had told police about another incident that had happened between LaNell and Lewis. And LaNell had actually called her crying, sobbing, saying Lewis was trying to run her off the road. LaNell told him that she was leaving him, and he decided he was going to follow her, chasing her in his truck. He then rammed into her car, shattering the window, damaging her car. So, like, this is not like a love relationship, right? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Like there's
drama.
probably love there, but this is abusive. This is an abusive relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so Lorraine says that she'd seen fights between LaNell and Lewis, and that they had escalated more because he had actually found out that LaNell had started seeing a man named Ike. A man that she had met on a little website that I've never heard of called fling.com.
Well, all right.
Okay, right to the point.
I guess so.
Just flings.
Just flings only. Flings, all fun, no flings. Ike tells police that Lewis had caught them talking on the phone and could hear Lewis screaming at her. And he was actually the one who had made the original 911 call in April to report the incident. Ike had given LaNell a secret phone so that they could communicate, and Lewis had found out about that phone just the Tuesday before the murder. Detectives looked into Ike's alibi, quickly ruling him out. He had been in Davis, California, doing an interview, which was confirmed with the interviewer. He was nowhere close to Los Angeles area. LaNell promised Lewis that she was going to actually end things with Ike, but when Lewis checks their secret phone, he realizes that there's minutes that have been added to the phone, which is what sparked the argument between them that morning when Lorraine was there. So LaNell and Lorraine had left and headed to the beauty supply store. Lewis had followed them, still upset, until LaNell actually handed back over the phone. They continued to argue, and Lorraine had said that she left and went to the park for a few hours before returning back to the house at 6:30. So this is kind of what had sparked the fight for that day, and that's kind of what escalated at that point. Police find Lewis at, so they're like, all right, obviously we got to find Lewis, right? So where the hell's he at? They find him at Bobby Barstock's home, where he's been sleeping on the couch. So LaNell's mother had been hosting him, so he didn't have to drive all the way back and forth because he was in the area in Los Angeles doing some local stuff. So they pick him up without incident and they take him to the station to be questioned. The story he tells detectives lines almost exactly up to Lorraine's, up until he says he actually left around 12:40 to head to LA, arriving at Lorraine's boyfriend's house around 2 p.m. to start working on his truck. They had gone to a couple auto repair shops and to grab some supplies. And then afterward, he headed to LaNell's house, mom's house afterwards, and was there around 6 p.m. Bobby, LaNell's mother, recalls that he did arrive there at that time, that they had watched Family Feud. They were able to she was like, I remember exactly when he got here. But she also says, my son actually saw him on the computer looking up flights to Miami, moving funds around in his bank. And all these things were pretty concerning to police. They're like, are you planning a run? You know? They also notice a scratch on Lewis's face, and in which he confirms, yeah, LaNell was pissed off. She hit me, whatever. He said that she had been jealous about a Facebook post, but police confront him about a breakup letter that they had actually found in their home to Lewis from LaNell, saying that she was leaving him for Ike. Lewis said he's like, I never even saw that letter. I don't know what you're talking about. At this point, they finally tell Lewis that, LaNell has been shot, and Lewis breaks down. He is full on sobbing and genuinely looks like he's in shock. He's like, where is she? And they're like, she's at the coroner's office because she is not alive. And they're like, and the circumstances are not looking good for you right now. They're not in your favor.
Yeah.
So the police, book him, of course, and they, know that the evidence that they have is really kind of merely circumstantial at this point. So they need to go back, review the case. They need to get a little bit more evidence to see what they can link to him, because they're pretty certain at this point. I mean, there's obvious history of violence in the relationship. There's, this is our guy. Now let's get the proof to show it. So detectives follow up on some of the things that had been found at the home. They had found a pair of latex gloves that were covered in blood, a plastic container with a bloody fingerprint, and the trunk that had been open also had a pillow in it with a bullet hole and stippling around it, like they had used the pillow as a silencer. There was also a rug.
Does that work? Sorry.
I don't know.
To interrupt. You see it in movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it has to come from somewhere. But I always thought that. I was always like, is a pillow enough?
I don't
guns
know.
are very loud.
Yeah.
I've
just
heard
saying.
too, like, you know how it's portrayed in movies, like silencers don't even silence guns as much as that. So I don't know how truthful that is because I know nothing about it. But, yeah,
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know from all my.
I've actually never shot a handgun. I've shot like other types of guns, but I've never shot a handgun even. So I really am. If you know, well, I was gonna say if you know, let us know. But also, I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah. So.
What line of work are you in that you're regularly shooting with a
pillow
silencer? Yeah,
so this is the way. This is how we do it. Okay.
I am on the edge of my seat. I do not know this story. I have got to know.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm going on. All right. So again, they found the pillow with the stippling. There's also a rug in the back of the car, which they assume immediately is the rug from the family room. And it has a bloody footprint on it. So they're like, let's lumen all the shit out of this house. Once they do, that bitch lights up. So they see, footprints, they see drag marks. So definitely she had been shot inside the house, likely in the living room, and had been dragged out to the garage. They also assume then as well that, of course, there was probably so much blood that really that's probably why the black bag, again, hoping to probably contain as much of that as possible.
Ugh.
They also find a bullet casing. They are certain that this evidence is going to lead them to Lewis. They're like, this is all the evidence we need. We just got to get it processed and move forward. So meanwhile, police are still following up though on Lewis's alibi. So during this time, they're waiting for like all these forensic details to come in. They're waiting for all these like phone reports, all these things to come in. And it takes a long time. I know we've talked about this before, but a lot of times we're like, oh, it just happens miraculously. I watched CSI, it came in moments later. That's not how it works. It takes a long time for this stuff to come through. So meanwhile, of course, they're following up on Lewis's alibi and his whereabouts, and they are able to get footage from the auto repair shop stores that he says that he was at. And it actually does confirm the timeline that he was in Palmdale. He wasn't in Palmdale at the time they suspect the murder to have taken place. And when Lorraine says that she saw him in the house at 6:30, that doesn't add up. He couldn't have been there because he would have already been at Bobby's house. So they look into his phone records to see if also they can also confirm his whereabouts through tracking his phone. They're able to record, the coordinates of him leaving Palmdale at the time he says he does, and that he receives a phone from their home landline when it comes in, where he's at that time, from LaNell at 2:30 p.m., which does confirm that he is not there the last time that they can prove that she's still alive. So they're like, what in the fuck is going on? So they're like, did he hire someone? What happened? They're looking at every avenue.
Why would Lorraine say that she had seen him?
Yeah. Or did she see somebody that looked like him? This is all so confusing, right? So maybe she's like seen someone, but it's not him specifically, but she was very certain that it was. So she's really confused. Everything's a little sus still. But Lewis is confirmed innocent. They are just like, we have nothing to hold him on at this point. The detectives release him. They do place a tracker on his truck, though, to see if they can, if he's going to go anyplace suspicious. Is he going to meet up with somebody? Anything that might lead them to who the murderer could be. But it leads nowhere. He doesn't lead them anywhere. And they're not fully certain that he wasn't the perpetrator, but again, or an accomplice at this point. But now they're starting to really be like, it's not adding up. There's nothing that points to him being the person who did it or the accomplice. So now it's back to the fucking drawing board because they're still waiting on forensic evidence that might still help and support this, but they're just like, it's not logical, but maybe still, right? So if it's not him though, who is it? So again, they're back at the beginning. They talk to Lorraine. She says that she went to the park. The park that she went to was about 1.5 miles away from the house. So what you should also know is this is middle of July. in Palmdale.
Yeah, so it's hot as hell.
Yes.
You're talking
Gotcha.
like nearly
100
hundreds
degrees.
of degrees, right?
Yeah.
She says that she just goes to the park all by her little lonesome for 5 fucking hours.
0% chance. As someone who likes the heat, a 0% chance you're sitting at
5 hours.
Do you got a book or something? Like what are you doing? At the
TikTok
park
wasn't a
for
thing
5
then, right?
hours. Like Jesus.
So she is, they were like, this is fucking weird. All right. So this is one thing weird that stands out. The other weird thing that stands out to detective is when they brought Bobby to the police station, LaNell's mom, Lorraine went up to her, hugged her, and Bobby looked at the police and were like, who that? who this? And they're like, I don't know, your daughter LaNell's best friend from high school. Bobby's like, I don't know who that woman is.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
weird.
also another thing that they were like, this isn't adding up. On the night when Lorraine went to the police station, they had found 2 unspent bullets in her purse. So they looked into whether she had a license for a firearm, and nothing was found. Nothing came up initially. But when they did it again, because now after this time, it's like month has gone by, they run it again and they find that Lorraine had bought a 9mm gun in February, just months before the murder. So now they're like, okay, let's find out a little bit more about Lorraine, her good high school buddy. After some more digging, they find that Lorraine and LaNell hadn't known each other since high school, but that they had known each other for just a few fucking weeks.
No. Ooh. What a lie.
They had met through a woman seeking woman ad on fucking Craigslist.
Oh,
Yikes.
boy.
So Lorraine had posted and LaNell had responded to it. The two of them had met each other, had a little bit of a romantic fling, a little romantic relationship that LaNell ended just 5 days before the murder. But she wanted to stay friends.
About Craigslist. Like, I don't trust Craigslist.
No.
I barely trust Craigslist to sell things anymore.
No.
Like, let alone people seeking roommates.
Nope.
People seeking romantic relationships on Craigslist scares the absolute shit out of me. And I know that this was 2010 and it was a simpler time. But
but that's probably
scary.
the last time I was on Craigslist to
It should be fair.
sell something. But yeah,
But it sure wasn't to meet people.
is it still around?
Yeah. The only
it's
thing
gotta
that
be.
Craigslist I think is at all useful for is finding apartments that aren't on those like big apartment websites.
Yeah, older people.
Yes, like we'll
Yeah.
put like I have a guest house or something like that on Craigslist. But even then, I'm like, if I find an apartment on Craigslist,
I'm bringing like
I'm
4 or
bringing
5 guys
someone with me. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
These are my brothers.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're here to help me look. So anyway, they had met. They had a little romantic fling. It had just ended 5 days before. LaNell had texted her and just was like, I'm not really, me and my boyfriend are trying to like make this work. And I think that we are really just better as friends. And in the response, Lorraine was like, I totally agree. We have good chemistry as friends. So let's just stay friends. So it was a very friendly, departure. But now police have evidence aligned, and they are just, looking at this like, okay, it's relatively friendly, but still, like all this stuff is lining up. We need to bring in Lorraine.
Lied. Like when you lie in that way, that was an unnecessary lie. Like she could have just told them, hey, yeah, like we met and we've just been friends lately and we've gotten really close. Like you did not need to say that we've been friends since high school. You did not need to act like you knew her mom. Like all that shit would be a red flag to me. I would be like, why is she lying like that for no reason?
Yeah. And the thing of it is too is like the puzzle pieces are starting to come together, right? Like not only you're lying, but now they're kind of filling in the blanks because guess what? Evidence is fucking coming back in. So now they are able to make a connection. The gloves, the bloody fingerprint, the bloody footprint, the shell casing, all match her.
Oh,
People close to Lorraine also say that she seemed to be obsessed with LaNell, and that she even started kind of taking on the persona
oh no.
of LaNell.
Single white
And-
female to her.
Yes, and starts using her middle name when she meets new people. She's like, "Oh yeah, my name is Crystal." Starts like, and so people are like, now that they know, it's like, what the fuck, right? So police have everything they need. They're like I said, everything's lining up. They go to make their move on Lorraine, but Lorraine is on the run. Almost a year after being featured, like on America's Most Wanted, they finally get a tip. So she's been gone for almost a year. They put her on America's Most Wanted. They get a tip. Bitch, Lorraine is in Belize.
Wow.
And so they work with the local authorities, have her picked up and get her delivered to the FBI, where she is extradited back to the U.S.
We've had a lot of those stories lately of people who have gone on the run.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
Yeah, people just like up and leave a situation. Because Christina, yours a couple weeks ago was like that. And then I told one of that woman that still hasn't been found,
That's insane.
which is just totally wild.
Lorraine Austin was convicted in August of 2015 of first-degree murder for the June 16th, 2010 killing of LaNell Barstock, 31, who was, again, unalived in her home in Palmdale. So, chapter closed on that bitch. She, tried to make a run for it. Belize was like, nah, we got you.
Can you imagine the person who killed your daughter giving you a hug?
No.
You know, I would think about that forever afterwards. Like once all that came out, that
Oh my
woman
God.
came up to me and gave me a hug. It's so disgusting.
No, it's awful. Imagine too that you're like, who the fuck is this? Who is hugging me right now?
Ugh, horrible.
I just can't imagine the police are like, how do you not know your daughter's best friend from high school? That's the alarm bells that would be ringing.
Cassi,
me.
I can't remember if this is this case from Dateline, but wasn't Lewis also like arrested for he spent time in jail?
A month.
Yeah, he spent like a
in jail.
month in jail because
my gosh.
he couldn't get out on bail or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh God.
Well, I think they
horrible.
probably thought of him as a flight risk. So who knows?
Yes. Yeah, because he was from like Haiti or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, he'd been looking at flights. So the the
that's right.
family's like, oh, I don't know. That kind of looks suspicious. So yeah, he spent a month in jail before they were able to fully get him released. Because,
do you know how disruptive that would be to your, you would lose your job? You know, like how many bills go unpaid or whatever. How disruptive would that be to just be in jail for a month?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think he had family here either. I think that's why he was crashing on LaNell's mom's couch because he's from Haiti.
Well, but he'd bought a home with her. So he has a home.
No, he has a home, but I just mean in terms of having friends and family in the local support. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he has some friends,
Yeah.
that he'd met, but yeah, it's got to be much rougher if you don't have your own actual family there to support you. And also too, the family support you did have was your girlfriend's
family.
And now they think maybe you
killed her.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Wow.
Just the whole I do remember that story, and I remember being like, "This
Wild.
is it," because there were layers.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Thanks
that
for
was
telling
a
it,
good one.
Cass.
Yeah, seriously.
What have you guys been watching?
I did go see Nosferatu.
Did you?
Is it good?
I did. I really liked it. If you are a gothic horror girly, this is for you.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like Robert Eggers. He has this way of making these kinds of highbrow movies that don't feel pretentious. Like you don't feel like you're being talked down to, but you also don't feel like it's being dumbed down. Like I feel like a lot of studios or a lot of, well, mostly probably studios and producers, it's probably like notes from studios and producers. I think that they underestimate their audience and they think that their audience is like less intelligent than they are and like won't be able to understand certain things and things need to be like dumbed down for them. Robert Eggers never does that. And I really appreciate that. It's shot beautifully.
That's what I've heard.
Yes, it's shot really beautifully. It's cast beautifully. Lily Rose Depp, I wasn't sure about. I'm going to be real honest.
I heard that she was fantastic, though.
Her physical acting, like her physical work is so good. I heard this movie called, on Daily Zeitgeist, they called it Horny But Not Sexy. And I would say that is true. It is extreme. It is an extremely horny movie, but not sexy.
Okay.
But yeah, if you read Dracula in high school and you were like, this is my personality now, you will like Nosferatu.
Got it.
Amazing. I watched A Different Man with Sebastian Stan.
Did it make you cry? There's something about that looks like it's going to like...
No.
Okay.
It is a dark comedy.
Oh, huh. I had a completely different vibe from what I thought that movie was going to be like.
Watch the trailer. It is such an interesting film. Anytime I see A24 is involved, I'm like, this is going to be a good movie. I'm such a fan of the work that they're doing.
Oh yeah, me too.
And
I think Nosferatu is A24 too.
Yeah,
I think it might be. Yeah.
But Sebastian Stan also, he is one of those actors that is so surprising to me.
Yes.
And I think he's going to have one of the most interesting careers. Like fast forward 20 years, I think he's going to have just this very like eclectic, fascinating character actor, leading man character actor career.
I mean, already. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's available on Max, I think is where it's at. Definitely check out the trailer. And it is, I can't really describe it for you. And I don't want to if you go in with it. I don't know if you would like it, Cassie. And there's also a little bit of body horror in it, a little grossness. But
Nosferatu, by the way, gross. I mean, there's some gross stuff in there. Like not fully gross, but if you are sensitive, just be aware of that. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to.
No. And I also binged the very first season or the newest season of I Am a Killer.
Oh my God. That show is so intense.
It's so intense.
Yeah. Yoinks.
I don't think the stakes get any higher than that, of like hearing somebody that has actually taken another human life and then seeing how they tell the story, how they feel about it. You know what I mean? You really get a sense of like, or at least I do, of being like, I think that person doesn't deserve to be there for 109 years. You know what I mean? Or sometimes I'm like, please never let that person out.
Yep. That is the fascinating thing about that show, is because like there was one episode that sticks with me because it was a guy who, when he was a teenager, shot a store clerk. And like he was so genuinely remorseful and so genuinely like, I feel like I took somebody's life and I belong in here. But I was just like, this man is reformed. Like I'm like, please, I want him to have a life. But sometimes it's the opposite when you watch that show.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the fucking TikTok with the guy? It's a police cam footage and it's this young guy. And the headline on it is that this man's parents called the police because they found a fucking severed head in his fucking room.
Yes.
And he's like, the police are like, they're trying so hard to be chill too. They're like, yeah, so, we were called because we heard that we might find something maybe disturbing in your bedroom. You know what that could be? And he's like, yeah. What do you have? I have a head and 2 hands.
Yeah, the hands, I remember. And the mom, I will never forget, because the police, like, it's like a 5-parter. The police body cam footage starts with them coming because the mom called. So it's the mom, and she was cleaning his room, but she had suspected something was off, but then she was cleaning his room, found it in like wrapped in a bag, took it to the kitchen sink and like opened it.
No.
And it was a head, and she called the fucking cops. And like watching the parents have to process that, like, and he is so just like, eh.
Yeah.
Like the kid is just kind of like,
I just wanted to know what it felt like to kill someone. Excuse me, what?
Oh my
it's
God.
so intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yikes.
Anyway, Cassie, what have you been watching?
I have been watching a lot of TikTok apparently. I just started a show on that's really light, in kind of the vein of like a Will Trent type, procedural type show called Wild Cards. It's a collaboration between CBC and CW that they've done, and it's a 2024 season's out now, but there is going to be a 2025 season starting very soon. So it's kind of I don't know if you guys are watching High Intensity or whatever the name of that show is. It was like a French show that they've made in the US, but it's kind of got that, like, character that's like not a cop, but being brought in to help because of
gotcha.
It's kind of, it's giving white collar. Like she's a criminal and understands, like, kind of, like, oh, this is how they would do it. But it's kind of like a little bit of a role reversal, right? So she's the white collar thief and he's the cop. So,
okay.
Nice.
Nice. Well, hey, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com, and we love you so much. Cheers.